Without fighting in 155? Without? No, I don't agree. Because Islam already give chance, and people talk bad about like, oh, he fight 2 times with Volkanovski, but the UFC pushed this fight, and this fight was good in first fight. But why Islam have to give 3 times chance for 145 champion? Why? It's not fair for 155 pounds.
So what makes you want to move up to 155?
Because I really believe that I can beat the current champion, Islam. You can't be a world champion by chance.
I hope Ilia goes up to 55. I don't care if he only defended the title 1 time.
Henry, I have to agree with Joe Rogan. If he wants to move up 100%, I support it. Now, does he defeat someone like Islam Makhachev? Because people aren't paying attention of what Ilia Topuria is doing.
Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. Another great UFC matchup is speculated all over the internet, and the community has already shared its thoughts on the clash. Umar Nurmagomedov says Islam Makhachev is on a higher level than Ilia Topuria, and Topuria should focus on defending his title.
Ilia Topuria no need this. We just become champion. You have to defend your title a couple of times, even 1 time. Please, stay focused on your division. He have Mafsar, Aljamain Sterling, right now Max Holloway. When you have good fights on your division, be quiet. His game have levels, and he's not Islam level.
John and Nick believes Ilia Topuria should defend the featherweight title more. He also thinks Topuria is undersized compared to top lightweights like Islam Makhachev.
So I don't like to get too opinionated when it comes to certain things, right? Because Ilia Topuria has defended the featherweight championship 1 time. So the MMA fan in me and a meritocracy would like to see him sustain a little bit. And I do think he's undersized, at least as far as a lot of these guys at the top of the lightweight division, Islam Makhachev especially.
Michael Chandler admires Ilia Topuria's style, staying calm and balanced until landing the knockout punch. He thinks Topuria could catch Islam, but if the fight lasts past 15 minutes, Islam's size would give him the advantage.
If Islam and Ilia Topuria go at it, who you think wins?
Ilia Topuria may be one of my favorite guys to watch stylistically. How he doesn't force things, not getting emotional, not pushing too hard, also not taking his foot off the gas. He's just right there in the middle until he lands the big knockout punch. So I think he could catch Islam, but if that fight goes anything past 15 minutes, I think Islam beats him handedly just because Islam is a large 155er, and I don't think Ilia is that big. But ton of respect for both of those guys, especially Ilia Topuria.
Ilia Topuria, while acknowledging Islam's greatness, he also feels he is the best fighter in the world and confident he could defeat Islam.
So we'll see what's gonna happen. Me personally, what I want to do is to move up to the 155 because I know by fact that I can become a 2-weight world champion. Because Islam, he's a great fighter. He's the #1 pound for pound for the people. For me, it's me, myself. I'm the best fighter in the world. So I know that I can do with him whatever I want to do because I know that I'm much better than him.
Paddy Pimblett feels Islam needs to defend his belt more than once before moving up to fight for another title. He also mentioned that while he was initially told he'd headline UFC 314, things are uncertain and he's waiting to see what happens.
See Ilia fighting Islam, you know what I mean? He's only defended the belt once. Normally you need to defend the belt like 3 times, and he's not that big of a star to just jump, he's not McGregor, you know what I mean? To just jump right up and fight for the other belt. So I can't personally see that happening, but we'll see what happens. I heard Ilia's headline in the 314 event against Volk, but you don't know till nothing's finalised with the UFC. I have been told this and that in the last few weeks, last few months, and you know, we'll just see what happens.
Bo Nickel sees Islam as pound for pound #1, but thinks Ilia Topuria could do well, citing Volkanovski's wrestling in their first fight with Islam.
I think he's the pound for pound #1 right now, and I think he can win. Happen. And what makes me think that Ilia will do really well against Islam is that Volk's first fight with Islam, I'm like, man, Ilia's wrestling is way better than Volk's. And obviously, you could see how the striking went.
Even before the fight speculation, Joe Rogan hoped Ilia would move up to 155, even with just 1 title defense, and supported him challenging Islam.
Happening at lightweight now. I hope, as crazy as it sounds, I hope Ilia goes up to 55. I really do.
What about
Volkanovski, Diego Lopez, 45.
I'll take that.
Ilia goes up to 55. Fuck, I don't care if he only defended the title 1 time or didn't.
Agree.
Who cares?
You want Ilia to fight Makhachev?
Let's go.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Let's
I think you
fucking go.
face a couple of those guys first, like you just said.
Yeah, it'd be
Diego.
nice, but also, who cares? Let's go.
Henry Cejudo said he'd want Ilia to fight Islam. He doubts Ilia would win, but if he did, he'd take the pound-for-pound spot.
If I had my choice, of course, Ilia. Fight Islam Makhachev. Do I believe Ilia could beat Islam? No. But if you ain't trying, the key is actually trying to attempt history. And if Ilia's able to go up a weight class, beat the pound for pound, then he automatically becomes the pound for pound.
Moreover, Kamaru Usman told Cejudo that while he believes Islam will win, he can't be certain given how Ilia has surprised everyone twice.
You just said Islam will beat him. I would lean towards that too, but he's definitely gonna lose that fight. I can't say that because of the way he shocked us twice.
Islam Makhachev clearly said that if he and Topuria need to fight, they will surely fight against each other.
Выйдем, поговорим. Но у нас 100% будет какой-то разговор. Он постоянно говорит про меня, что-то хочет, наверное, донести. Я не понимаю, что он хочет донести. Выйдем, поговорим. Драться хочет. Подеремся, если нужно будет.
Dustin Poirier believes Islam is bigger than Ilia, but thinks Ilia can knock out anyone from 145 to 170 pounds. He also thinks Islam could win the 170-pound belt if he wanted.
Islam's a big guy. Big guy. I think he's going to be a lot bigger than Topuria, but that being said, Topuria is an assassin, and I believe he can knock out anybody from 145 pounds to 170 pounds.
You think Islam could become the champion at an upper weight class, maybe 170 if he wanted to?
Yeah, I believe Islam could win the 170-pound belt.
Before the fight speculations, Khabib Nurmagomedov believed Ilia Topuria deserved a shot at 155 pounds if he beat a top contender like Poirier or Oliveira. He thought this would make Ilia the next in line for a fight with Islam Makhachev.
Ilia Topuria. He said, you know what? I want to go up to 155 pounds, fight the #1 contender, and then if he wins that, then he fights Islam. I think that's good, brother. I think he deserves.
I think if he move up and he beat somebody like Dustin Poirier or Charles Oliveira, he's next. Why not? Because there is nobody.
However, Khabib disagreed with giving Ilia a title shot without facing a 155-pound opponent first. If Ilia had won against a top lightweight, Khabib agreed he could have been a serious contender for Islam's title.
So you don't think right now Ilia deserves a shot at 155 pounds?
Without fighting in 155? Without, no, I don't agree. Because Islam already give chance, and people talk bad about like, oh, he fight 2 times with Volkanovski, but the UFC pushed this fight, and this fight was good in first fight. But why Islam have to give 3 times chance for 145 champion? Why? It's not fair for 155 pounds.
Right,
but if he move up and he beat somebody like Charles Oliveira, of course. You know what I think?
Yeah.
I think he can beat him.
Yeah.
I think he can beat him.
I like Charles, but I think so too.
No, I think Ilia can beat him.
Max Holloway believes Islam Makhachev's well-rounded skills make it tough to bet against him. He thinks Islam's experience and control would likely keep Ilia Topuria from winning.
Ilia versus Makhachev, what would you think? Who would win?
I mean, bro, it's hard to go against Islam. His fighting style is a tough one. You know, he likes wrestling, he likes striking. Now he's falling in love with his striking. It's hard to bet against Islam. At the end of the day, if he gets it, that's cool, but probably not. He has Volk and Diego ramming down the door right now, so I think they might keep him down here.
Alexander Volkanovski acknowledged that Islam Makhachev is really good, but he also highlighted that Ilia Topuria has the power to knock out anyone with his hands.
How would you see that fight going between Islam and Ilia?
Yeah, I mean, like Islam's really good, you know what I mean? But again, Ilia's the type of guy that he could knock out anyone. So he's got power in them hands, you know what I mean? Everyone knows that. You go in there fighting him, you know that that's his chance of winning.
Luke Thomas believes that if a fighter like Islam Makhachev is forced to stand and trade with Ilia Topuria, there's a good chance Ilia could knock him out. He suggests that if you combined Islam's wrestling defense with Ilia's striking, Ilia would likely beat Islam.
If a guy like Islam is forced to stand with Topuria for whatever reason, there's a good chance Topuria knocks him out. I think that this is what I mean. Like, imagine you could take Saryukian's wrestling on the defensive side and put it in the body of Topuria. That guy beats Islam.
You asked a question last night about Islam Makhachev and you had a smile on your face. And is there something special in the works with him? I'm just kind of reading the room a little bit.
Very insightful. Yeah. Ilia Topuria, whatever. He's dangerous. His boxing is so dangerous. He's dangerous with submissions. He's dangerous with kicking. He fought this dude, Jai Herbert. He gets head kicked in the first round and he scrambled, got a hold of him. Next round, sent him into the dark lands and walk-off KO.
Is there anyone else you'd want to fight at lightweight? I know you said you'd be willing to fight Oliveira.
There are so many excited fights in the lightweight division.
Even Arman now, I guess he's kind of...
Yeah, Arman needs to build himself a little bit more, you know. But at this point, just imagine a fight between me and I love that dog, Dustin Poirier.
So what are your thoughts on this? Share your thoughts in the comments section, and also make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.